and I went into the ages and I saw what age groups are clicking more and which age groups are actually converting more. So as you can see in here, it says,
what is up guys, Paul James here. Welcome back to another video today. So I'm bringing someone special on the channel today. His name is Jeremy. Now the reason why Jeremy is so special is because he's a subscriber just like you are, but Jeremy took action on some of the things that we talk about on this channel, specifically about lead generation. But the thing is he had some issues that came up while he was working on his campaign. And I asked him if he'd be willing to come on and talk about those issues, because not everything is rainbows when it comes to doing lead generation. You're gonna run into roadblocks and things that pop up. And I figured that it was a really high probability that some of you maybe ran into these same things that he was having trouble with. So I thought it would be cool if he could come on the channel and share with you guys how he actually overcame them and what he did. I'll tell you kind of just a little backstory about the specifics of what he kind of had trouble with. So he had this Facebook ad. He was doing lead gen with Facebook ads, which we talk a lot about on this channel. And by the way, smash the like button on this if you appreciate content like this. And also if you're into any of this stuff, entrepreneurship, business motivation, lead gen, drop below and subscribe and turn the notifications on so that I can update you about all of my latest videos. So here's the deal. Jeremy had an ad that he was running for a client of his, and this client pays him every time he gets a new lead coming in. In this case, it's a massage client. So every time he gets a massage for them, like a lead for massage, boom, he gets paid for that. So that's what lead generation is. But when he was starting off with this client, he set up his ads and he was running them. But the problem is that people were clicking the ad, and when they were going to the landing page from the ad, it wasn't converting real good. So anyways, Jeremy reached out to me, messaged me, and he told me all this, what was going on, because he was taking action on stuff. And I have no problem with giving advice to people when they're taking action like that. In fact, I love it because, you know, it really helps out and it helps give everyone else confidence too to get started with this stuff, because when you see other people doing it, then you can feel like, okay, yeah, I can do it too. So I gave him some tips and some advice about what he could do with the landing page. I told him it was probably a trust factor, and since he already had the client, you know, he could do some things to add trust, like add an image of the owner's face to it, or like add testimonials. And there was just a couple little design tweaks that I gave him as well, like changing the border color of the form that they fill out when they land on the page. Just minor details, but these little minor details definitely helped. But there was something else that Jeremy did that he figured out on his own. It wasn't advice that I gave him, but he figured it out, and I wanted to kind of explain, or have him explain rather, what he did. It was something specific in the Facebook ads account where he decided to duplicate and kind of hone in on his audience a little bit further. And I thought it was pretty cool in this particular case to have him come in and share that with you. So I'm gonna pass it over to Jeremy, and we got a screen recording of his computer showing you this. His aspect ratio is a little bit off. It's not quite 1080p, but the content is really good, so I did want to put this out there. So just if you notice it's a little bit smaller, that's why. We might be able to fix that in editing. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But anyways, thanks Jeremy for doing this video as well, because this is gonna really help a lot of people, and congratulations on taking action and landing clients. It's awesome.
hello, my name is Jeremy Ferguson, and Paul James has actually invited me onto his channel to talk to you guys about my little experience I just recently had, well, just literally had, with troubleshooting my Facebook ad campaign and actually getting it to convert and to bring in leads. So basically, let me just explain real quick how I actually landed the client. It's kind of interesting. Honestly, I didn't actually go after a client, really. I just found a client in a comment section of a video, and it was a completely, you know, unrelated video. It didn't have anything to do with marketing or online marketing or anything like that. It was just a random video, and this person was saying that, you know, they are starting their massage business, but they don't know anything about marketing. They don't know how to do online marketing or anything of that. So basically, yeah, I just reached out to them in the comment section, and then I told them to get a hold of me through my messenger, and I found them as well. But yeah, so I landed that client, and it's been going good so far. You know, the first couple days though, I was only getting, you know, maybe 2-3 leads a day. And the reason for that was I just wasn't able to actually convert the customers well enough to where, I wasn't spending too much on ads versus the ROI. See, because you want to be able to have a good amount of ROI versus the amount you're spending. And that was the problem I was having. I was actually getting a lot of people that were coming in and they were basically not converting. They were clicking on the ad, a bunch of them, but just nothing. So the first thing that I actually fixed was the landing page. I'm not going to show you the landing page because it has the customer's info or the client's info on there, but basically the landing page just didn't really look trustable. And if it doesn't look trustworthy, people are just going to leave, and that's a big problem. So what I had to do was I included actually a picture of the actual client so people can see, okay, it's more trustworthy. This looks like a real business. And of course I put their address in there, I put their phone number in there. Those are things that I didn't have, but there's also still things I'm gonna put in there because now I have testimonials from the client and that we're gonna be putting into the actual landing page, and that'll actually boost conversions more. But what I'm going to explain to you right now is what Paul actually wanted me to come on, basically to explain the main thing that actually got it to convert well. So as you can see in here, I have two of the same ad. So it's just the same ad right here, and it's just duplicated. So originally I had it running and I was doing mobile and desktop. So I actually found out while running it that most people were going towards mobile way more than desktop, way more. So I completely just got rid of desktop. It wasn't really worth the time. So I just stuck to the mobile. And then what I also did eventually was I split it up and I went into the ages and I saw, well, okay, what age groups are clicking more and which age groups are actually converting more. So as you can see in here, it says the most people that were searching, like for the age group, the highest age group was the top 3 is what I'm talking about, is 65 plus, and then 55 to 64, and then 45 to 54. That's something I'm still experimenting with, but what I did was I just took those top 3 and I put them into separate ads. You would think I would have 3 ads, and that's what I will do next time, but instead I just did 42 to 64 to kind of put a 2-in-1. I mean, I'm just testing that out. And then I put the 65 plus. And the reason you want to separate these, you want to duplicate the actual ad, is because you want specific results. These other people in here, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, it just wasn't as much. Like, as you can see, look how many clicks there was. Going on way more clicks. See, 25, 36, and 19. Those were the highest. We don't want to mess with just random people that aren't going to convert. So that's basically what I did. You just want to focus on when you're scaling. You want to focus on actually, duplicating the ad and getting rid of the things that aren't working. You just want to block it out. So what I did in the beginning, before I learned this, was I just did a big wide range. The first ad I created was it was like, I think it was around age 24 or 25 to 65 and over. But the problem with that, I mean, that's what you got to do in the beginning, but if you were to leave it at that, you're going to be getting too many people coming in that aren't really converting. So that's just what helped me in this case. But something that I would do differently next time would, well, now I know, because I didn't know, this is a learning process. Something that I would do next time is I would actually go in and wait that first 2 days. It's 2 to 3 days. You should wait for that first ad to kind of, get going and wait for it before you touch it. But what I did is I waited a little too long. That first day, it was about the 3rd or 4th day, I kind of just waited too long to then do the duplicating of the ads and going in and focusing on the age groups. Next time, I would actually, focus on, okay, make sure you look at that second day, focus on that second day and say, okay, it's time. Is it time or not? It probably is. By day 2, you should be getting enough traffic that's coming in and warming up that pixel to know if it's time to duplicate or not, and actually scale and change up and focus on the different ages. That's what I did. I'm sorry if that didn't make sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so yeah, that's Paul wanted me to make this video, and I'm glad to help you guys out. I hope it helped out. So yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That is the video. Thanks again to Jeremy for coming on the channel and sharing that with us. I thought that you guys would really find this useful and helpful, because I know that when you're starting off, you're gonna run into little roadblocks and hiccups here and there, and it's always nice to see the perspective of how people overcome them. And in this particular case, it was really neat to see how Jeremy honed in on that age demographic and the targeting on his Facebook ads, how he dug into the analytics specifically and honed into his target market. And now you can see that he's really getting a cheap cost per click and cost per lead because of that. So go out there and take action just like Jeremy has done, and I'm sure that you can see awesome results as well if you take action and you get good at this stuff in practice, because it does take practice. There are going to be roadblocks that come into play, so I always just want to put that out there and motivate you guys. But anyways, I hope that things are going good for you. Again, smash the like button if you enjoyed this content, and hey, if you'd like to appear on the channel sometime, if you have something that you're working on with lead generation or search engine optimization or any kind of online business that you think would help people, I'm always open to it. Hit me up, and if you want to shoot a video, I might feature you on the channel if it's something good like this one. Anyways, guys, make sure you're subscribed, turn post notifications on, or the bell, so that you get notified every time I post a new video. We'll see you in the next upload. I am Paul James. Peace out.